Guys, I hope you can hear and see me okay. I am sat in this, my beloved upcycled rocking chair, and I have done a video which I'm going to be editing and stuff. I didn't actually film the process of it, but I did kind of film what I bought and kind of, you know, I didn't actually film me doing it, but I just filmed like segments and stuff, because there's loads of videos online as to how you upholster a piece of furniture, but just kind of what I did for this particular rocking chair. And I'm over the moon with it. I'm so pleased. I'm so happy. I'm wondering why I couldn't see you. Because that's better. I wondered why I couldn't see the camera very well, because I haven't got my glasses on. Oh, and in case you're wondering why my hands are like disgusting, it's because I've re-dyed my hair. So another thing before I proceed with this video is obviously we've been thinking about gender reveal. Chris gets these like big grandiose ideas, and I think he's got a few ideas under his belt, but my idea, I didn't want to do anything like spectacular. I just think that there's so many videos that we need to film all the time, or that I need to film all the time, and it's so hard kind of like getting the time to sit down and do it all, as well as kind of everything else that needs doing in life. So I was thinking, because obviously someone suggested an amazing suggestion, and that was the fact that I dyed my hair pink before, and could that mean that we're having a girl? But underneath it's actually blue. So I've re-topped it up, and I wasn't sure if it kind of looks a bit tacky. I'm not sure if I prefer the pink, or if I would actually quite like all my hair to be blue. Obviously when you dye your hair a colour and you want to change it up, it's difficult to get that colour out, and there's bleaching involved, which obviously can damage the hair quite a lot. My hair's quite damaged as it is. So but I'm thinking, I'm going to discuss it with Chris, but let me know what you guys think. I may, and I say may because I still don't know if I can do this yet, because obviously it's a commitment whichever hair colour I choose, but I may do a reveal where basically I just pop on and the colour of my hair is the colour of the gender we're having. And as I've said previously, I don't like, I'm just going to bring it closer slightly, I'm not a fan of kind of, you know, cut like pink is for girls and blue is for boys, but obviously tradition states that that is kind of the way it is. So, you know, like when doing a gender reveal. So also, I'm not naked, I am wearing a strapless top. So the video that I'm going to film today is a Channel Mum video, and I'm going to be talking about weaning. And I looked back on my videos, and I don't think I actually did a weaning video for Sebastian. I think I did do a video, and then it didn't look right, or it wasn't very good or something. So they basically asked us kind of when we went about it, what we did, kind of tips that we have, that kind of stuff. So Sebastian was 6 months old when we started to wean him. Now, it used to be in the old days that 4 months old was the time that you wean, but lots and lots of research has been put into this, and studies have suggested that actually weaning them early can cause a lot of digestive problems, an awful lot of digestive problems. And they noticed that when children were being weaned early, there was an increase of allergies and intolerances, etc., that kind of thing. Just because you wean them later doesn't mean they may not get that, but that's just, again, going by research. It was shown that the digestive tract was far too immature, and that actually waiting until 6 months was the most optimum time to start weaning. So we decided to wait until 6 months. Of course, some people have said that medically they've been told that they should wean earlier, and that's fine. If you know, you've got to go by what your gut instinct and what your doctors say, but we chose to do an informed choice of going by research, and we weaned at 6 months. Another thing that people are trying to encourage now is baby-led weaning, and this is where you let the baby do the eating, and you don't kind of force food on them. So that excludes purees and things like that, where you actually just give them what you're eating, bits of what you're eating. And of course, it's small bits. It could be like some carrot sticks or some broccoli or some bits of potato, just to start with, so that they can put it in their mouth and start eating. A lot of people really worry about choking, and actually choking isn't really a problem when you do baby-led weaning. Babies will gag, and they will often retch quite a lot. This is just their kind of protective way of learning how to kind of chew their food. But what people have discovered over time is when babies are puree fed, that they actually choke more later on down the line, because their muscles and their bodies reflexes and responses haven't matured enough to understand the difference between chewing and swallowing. So that is why baby-led weaning is really, really highly encouraged. It also just helps their coordination, it helps them explore textures, and one of the biggest sayings that we have here is that food before 1 is just for fun. So they don't need food. Sebastian wasn't actually interested in food until he was about 7 or 8 months old. and he's still not really that fussed about food, but you know, he really wasn't bothered about it until that point. And as long as they're having either, you know, breast milk or formula milk, and then before 1, then that's all they really need. So food before 1 is just for fun. So if your child decides they're not really fussed about food or whatever, don't worry too much until then, because it's not, like, you know, essentially necessarily for their well-being. Obviously it's good if they eat, and it will help them just to kind of settle a bit more into family life, you know, eating around the table. You can kind of include them and have some fun with it. And also some people say that their babies sleep better because they are nicely full from their dinner. Even if they've not eaten much, they've had a little bit of something. So with Sebastian, we started him off, I think the first thing he had was some potatoes and some broccoli and some carrot sticks, and he really enjoyed picking them up and chewing them. However, I did actually do a combination of baby-led weaning and puree feeding, or kind of, I gave him the kind of homemade purees, but also some Ella's Kitchen ones. And that was just really because he was just completely not interested in food by 10 months. Actually, if I was to do it again, I would not have worried. At that time, being a first-time mum, I really did worry, so I started to puree feed him. I did also give him puree feed when we were out and about because it was just easier, and if I wanted him to feel a bit more settled, then that's kind of what I do, and he really enjoyed that. But again, I did at the time do what I felt I needed to do, you know, because I was a first-time mum and I felt that he should be eating, and there was a lot of pressure from family members and stuff to get him eating and stuff. So try not to let any other pressures get to you. But this time around, I definitely want to just keep with baby-led weaning. And actually, Sebastian ended up, I think, because I did do perhaps more purees than baby-led weaning later on, I think Sebastian wasn't so keen on food. Even now, he will chew sausages, chew up meat, but he won't swallow them. Other things he'll chew up, but he won't swallow them. And I've spoken to other mums who did puree feeding with their first children, and they have the same issues with their children now, that they're not a fan of textures, whereas with the children that they've just purely done baby-led weaning with, have not had this issue. It could just purely be coincidence. It could just be Sebastian would be like this no matter what we did. But I do sometimes think that puree, giving him a bit more puree feeding, it was just easier. It was stress-free at the time. I felt like it was stress-free, and when I put food in front of him and he was picking at it and he wasn't eating it, and I remember he was about 11 months old, and I was starting to get really worried because he was 12 months old next month and he's not really eating, and he should be eating, and I really put a lot of pressure on myself. So the puree feeding, I puree-fed him breakfast and lunch, and then I just gave him a dinner that we were having. And I really wish I hadn't done that, actually. But, you know, you learn, and every baby's different. That might not be the reasons why he's a bit of a fussy eater now. But again, from what I've seen in other people's children who have their second children done baby-led weaning, but their first children not, there is a big difference between the two. So that's pretty much it. I mean, in terms of food that we're giving Sebastian, and the terms of food that we would probably do now, we'd stick to the sort of usual kind of nice softly boiled potatoes, broccoli, carrot sticks, little bits of meat that you're eating on your plate, bits of pasta. You know, they love to eat pasta. They love to, like, you know, suckle on it, and it's just got a nice kind of squishy texture. Things like that, pasta and pasta sauce, kind of foods like that are a really good idea to get started. If you, of course, we choose to wean earlier, then yes, puree feeding is probably the best thing to be doing at such a young age. But, you know, and one of the foods that I really liked, if you're kind of not brilliant, if you're about worried about, you know, what is in your food, if you're using sauces and if you're using salt or whatever, and you really want to keep doing that, then there are foods on the market that are nice, healthy and organic, and not kind of built up with lots of added extras, such as Ella's Kitchen, which is very raw in its ingredient. It's organic. It's a little bit more expensive, but you can see what you're getting, and what is on the packet is what you're getting. There's no artificial colourings, additives, anything like that, bulk starches, nothing. So they're really good choices, and I really enjoy them. And in some shops such as Asda, they have a lot more choice. Aldi as well have started to bring out a selection of children's food that is more than what they had before. They've got more flavours. They used to have, I think, just apple and pears or something, and now they've got like loads of different flavours, so it's worth looking there if that's what you're planning to do. But really kind of go with your instinct, do what you think is best, go out and do your research. I learned a lot from weaning Sebastian and from not doing what I thought I was going to do, and this time around I really hope it'll go differently. But again, I just don't know. It all depends on the child, so we're just going to see how that goes. And I'm talking about it now, and I remember thinking about it when I was pregnant with Sebastian, and next thing I was weaning Sebastian, and I feel like just talking about it is going to be so soon before we're at that stage, because time just goes so fast and it's kind of a bit sad. But anyway, so that's the end of that. And if there's any questions, or if you want to know any more, or what did you do, then let me know. Please like this video. It'd be really great if you could like videos. I really appreciate it, and it also means other people can access them better. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.